Yes.
Perfect. So, our speaker is an expert in game-based learning, including outbound training. He's an author of book Goal Game Oriented Active Learning. Over the past 22 years, he has facilitated more than 1,500 training programs for many leading organizations, both in India as well as abroad. He's also award winning from Hopeville Business Academy, Australia, for his specialization in experiential learning. He is affiliated to International Institute for Professional Excellence based in Canada to conduct the leadership and management certification programs in India. I'm happy to welcome our speaker for the today, Mr. Ashraf. You're welcome, sir. Happy to have you here. The screen is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you, Renu, for the wonderful introduction. And thanks, Elvis, for this wonderful opportunity to meet like-minded and growth-oriented people. It is great to see so many known faces and also some new faces. But all of them have come together for the passion of learning, and particularly experiential learning. So I believe in experiential learning. And today, most of the programs, what I do is outbound or classroom. Very few online programs I do. In fact, this is after 1.5 years, I'm doing the online program. So it is through the invitation of Elvis. Normally, I prefer face-to-face platform because most of my activities and games are suitable for a physical online session, physical classroom or an outbound session. But of course, I have some few activities which I can do over online. So I'll share that as well. But more than that, is the concept of how to be a gamesborn that excites me. So I have been in this learning and developed platform for almost 22 years now. Basically, I was an engineer and I worked in the government, but there was a vacuum in the satisfaction levels. I wanted to do something different. And training was my passionate area, and I got into training. First year, like everyone, I used to do the regular, the conventional method of training, which is lecture and using board. And that time we didn't have PPT, we had the overhead projectors. But then I got introduced to experiential learning back in 2003. So where I saw a different way of learning. So I got fascinated with that, and there's no looking back. So I extensively used a lot of games and activities in my learning, and I'm going to share the practical psychology behind game-based learning. So whenever I say the word game, what comes to your mind? You can share in the chat. A game, if I had to say game equal to what? What is that one word you like to associate with the word game? Fun, wonderful. Yeah, a lot of people have said fun, correct.
Learning.
Learning, yeah, okay, learning. Excitement, playway, energy, excitement, interesting, energy, wonderful. Yeah, so great. A lot of people have said fun, and that's what comes to our mind. So learning with fun, yes, yes, sure. So now, so learning per se, okay, yeah, learning, most of them associate as fun. But I said a lot of people now also involve. When I started out back in 2003, 4, when nobody used the word games. People used to say activities, energizers, but nobody used to say word a game, because game means there's only fun, not serious learning. So, but now people have understood the power of games. So I like to share my screen and get started here. Okay, so can you see my screen here?
Yes.
Did the best. Yes.
Okay. So, so I'm going to share about 7 skills that will help you to be a gamesborn. So now, when I say gamesborn, I'm obviously inspired by James Bond, the great hero of our films. So I like to draw a lot of correlation between the character James Bond, as well as if you want to be a learning champion, that is a James Bond. So what are these skills that are required? So now, this is a book I have written, and this is a methodology which I follow called GOAL, Game-Oriented Active Learning. So whatever I do in the last 15, 18 years of my training is basically using games for active learning. If you look at this word, game-oriented active learning, so the first word, game-oriented. So if you have to relate with this word game oriented, so what do you think it means? So here we're talking about game oriented active learning. Okay, let's talk about the first word, game orientation. So you can say in the chat box. So what is game orientation as with regards to learning? Okay, I'm not able to see the chat box here. Okay. Yeah.
You want me to read out?
Yeah, I'm able to. Okay, in and around. Okay, fine. I got it now. So now, so basically, game orientation means adapting and applying game principles for learning. So understanding the game principles and adapting those game principles for creating an active way of learning. So the regular way of learning, the conventional way of learning is passive, I would say, because an subject matter expert, the teacher or professor, shares the knowledge and the student passively receives by listening to it. But here, through playing games, actively involving yourself in the learning experience, so you have a different way of learning. That's active learning. So how to adapt and apply the game principle for active learning? So that is the essence here. If you understand that, then you become a Gamesbond. So as a Gamesbond, what you do is use the power of games to transform your life as well as the learning experience. So now, okay. The slide is not moving, just okay. Now look at this wheel and tell me which direction it's moving, clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay.
Anti-clockwise.
Okay. How many say clockwise and how many say anti-clockwise?
Clockwise, clockwise.
Okay. Pay attention again. Anybody say anti-clockwise?
The wheel clockwise and the dots are anti-clockwise.
Okay. So now, basically, our perception creates our reality. So what we saw in the early image was optical illusion. Basically, the wheel was not moving. So we had the yellow and the red dots blinking in synchronized fashion. If you had followed the tracking, if you had tracked the yellow dots, it gives the illusion of clockwise movement. And if you are looking at red dots, it gives the illusion of anti-clockwise movement. So it depends on what you perceive, and that becomes your reality. So now, how do you perceive games? I said normally people talk about games of fun and entertainment, but over the years, now we talk about gamification, we talk about game-based learning. Games can be powerful learning tools. So we look at the other aspect here, how games can just not be just for fun and entertainment, but also can be powerful learning tools. So now, the bigger picture is a game is nothing but a situation created by rules. And in that situation, we have a challenge. So individually and collectively as a team, how do you handle the challenge? And if you're able to successfully handle the challenge with your strategy, with your skill set, then you're able to get the result in the game. The same thing, if you're able to bring that strategy and the skill set to your work area, to your business challenges, and create the result. So that's how you bring in the game strategies to the workplace, to the business environment. So it's time for us to see games from a new dimension. Of course, games provide an active and a fun engagement, but they are powerful learning tools. There's a lot of psychology behind each game, and the games reveal our character, our behavior, and they reveal our mindset as well. So they just don't reveal our just behavior, but also the mindset behind that behavior. So most of us would have played this jigsaw puzzle as children, okay? And there's a famous quotation by Brian McGill: life is a game that you win when you solve the puzzle of yourself. So the biggest puzzle is you yourself, your own mind. And if you can decode that puzzle, if you can understand that, then the whole you win this. No, you win this game. So basically, your mind is the biggest challenge, and if you can handle that puzzle, it's great. So now, what is a game and how does it matters? So before we get into the 7 skills that help you to be a Gamesbond, let's look at what is a game and why it matters. So in simple words, what is a game? Let's look at a dictionary definition. So this is a dictionary definition, Collins Dictionary. So a game is an activity or a sport usually involving 3 things: skill, knowledge, or chance. So we have games which involve a lot of skill. So we know about, or most of the games involve a lot of skills. And we also have a lot of game which involves knowledge. And we also have chance-based games, But in every of them, there are some fixed rules. So either we have an opponent which we are engaged with, or you have to solve a puzzle. We have a situation to solve. This is a popular definition by Collins Dictionary. Let's look at a couple of other definitions. This is a very interesting one. A game is a voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles. So now, if you look at this definition carefully, it's a voluntary. Nobody's asking you to do that. So people spend hours of time, in solving a lot of puzzles online. They play games just for fun, and it's a voluntary they do. Nobody is, there's no mandate for that. And what they do is overcome unnecessary obstacles. So in a game, the obstacle is just imaginary, okay? There's no real obstacle, but people do a lot of things. They solve a puzzle. There's no mandate. There's no prize, okay? But still, for the satisfaction, for the moral satisfaction, they do that. If you look at only in a game, people love to solve challenges. In real life, people see them as problems, unnecessary problems. But in a game, it's not a problem, it's a challenge. And people take a lot of effort to solve those challenges. Very interesting definition. And this another one. Games are a system in which players engage in an artificial conflict defined by rules, and that results in a quantifiable outcome. So that word artificial conflict, so it's not a real conflict. So whenever there's a game between 2 players, so even though it looks a lot of rivalry is there, but basically it's not a real conflict, it's artificial conflict. So there are guiding rules for that, and we know what is the outcome. So now let's go to so I have devised a comprehensive definition involving all the game elements. Okay. Right. So how many of you want to know my definition of games? So apart from whatever, yeah, great. So let's look at it. So the first one is it's a voluntary activity. So except for the sports people, for them, the sport is a career where they get paid. For most of us who play the game, it's a voluntary activity. So the first thing is a game has to be exciting so that you're voluntarily participate in that activity. And of course, when you participate in the activity, there is a goal. And there is an inherent challenge in the form of opponent or an obstacle. So challenge comes in 2 ways. One is an opponent whom you have to beat, or there's an obstacle in the form of a situation, or you have to overcome that. And we have the rules, what constitutes a foul or what constitutes a fair play. And feedback mechanism, the scoreboard that indicate your performance, and finally, the quantifiable outcome. So if you look at these 4, voluntary activity, challenge, rules, and feedback. So these are the game elements. There are 4 game elements. The first one is a game is always a voluntary activity. And if you design it well, it is exciting enough, people love to play. And people love to play different kind of games. And every game has a challenge. Nobody likes to play a simple or easy game. So a challenge really helps you to use your skill. And the challenge comes, as I said, in opponent or obstacle. And we also have the rules, clear rules, so that tell you what constitutes a win, what constitutes a loss, and all of that. And feedback mechanism is very important. So now we understand game has these 4 elements in that. And how do we use this to our advantage as learning professionals, as learning champions? How do you do that? So as I said, we're going to now look at the correlation. So how many of you actually used to have watched James Bond movies, and how many of you love the character James Bond? Okay.
So we have few people who love to this. We have Snehpalji,
Yes, yes.
Kartikeya, Aparna, Ranju.
Sure.
So we have few who have raised their hands.
Okay, sure. Just share, what does James Bond stand for? What, according to you, what is James Bond, the character?
Fighting in suit.
Huh?
Challenge.
Fighting in
Challenge.
suit.
Fighting in suit. Okay.
Action.
Elegant.
Challenge.
Challenge, okay.
Unexpected thrill. Someone has written unexpected thrill.
Unexpected.
Mind game.
Mind
A
game.
spy or mysterious
Attitude.
character.
Don't
Attitude.
forget handsome.
Handsome,
Risk
yeah,
taker.
charming. Handsome, suspense.
Risk taker.
Risk
Cute.
taker. Cute.
Solving
Magical.
mysteries.
Wow. Full of
Stress
ideas.
buster.
Ashraf, James Bond is someone. When
Yes.
Hi Ashraf, happy evening, Karthikeyan.
Hi, Karthik. Welcome, welcome.
So James Bond is someone when there is an obstacle, when there's a challenge, he uses that particular property, whatever in his hand, into an opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Into a weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Shobhan here. James Bond is one who takes challenges and executes and solves quite difficult problems and issues.
Wonderful.
Challenging ones.
Great. Anyone else? Okay, great. So
I feel James Bond is somebody who uses whatever is available, but always has a purpose. There is an end goal which is defined, which is different rather than anything else. So no matter what he does it for a purpose.
wonderful, wonderful. So there's a clear purpose on what James Bond does. Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to add.
He doesn't follow normal.
He's very
Paul here.
yeah.
Actually, real James Bond is here only. He's speaking.
Okay. Fine.
I think he needs a lot of tools to execute things more effectively.
Yeah. So in my childhood, I was
a
fan of James Bond movies as well as Jackie Chan movies. So the two kind of movies, action movies I used to see is one is Jackie Chan's movie and then James Bond. So and of course, there's a lot of thrill, excitement, and unpredictability. But James Bond is cool, and no matter what happens, James Bond will win again all odds. So now James Bond, the character, is known as ultimate spy, the great action hero, where in spite of so much odds against him, how he is able to keep his cool and how he is able to ultimately win against all the challenges. That's what makes James Bond character appealing. And for centuries and for many years, a lot of people have played James Bond characters. So the James Bond character is a very well edged in mind. So I'm going to draw a parallel here. And again, there was an article in the Forbes magazine about the character of James Bond, how there are 7 skills. When we say James Bond, not 7, we talk about not 7. So not 7. So 7 skills, how James Bond represents those 7 skills, and how these skills can also be very useful in life as well. So that was the correlation in a Forbes magazine. And I draw that parallel to James Bond as well. So when I say James Bond, you are a learning champion. So you use games so effectively that you're able to bring the learning together and also people together. So that's the James Bond here. So now let's look at those 7 skills. What are those 7 skills? There's no order of priority here. Just that 7 skills as represented by in the Forbes magazine. Okay. Now, can I guess the first skill? So there are a lot of skills, of course. Okay, so let's get started here. Not 1. So we all know James Bond is bold and courageous. So he's not afraid of the challenges. So that's what makes James Bond stand out. Okay, he keeps his cool. He knows no matter what is the challenge, he'll be able to handle it. So he has that belief in his abilities. He takes that bold move. he makes that courageous move. So in other words, he also is very proactive and confident. His approach is very confident. You can see, never see him nervous. He's always confident, even though the situation is new and a lot of odds against him, but he's so confident in his move. That's what makes the character of James Bond stand out from other characters. So now games also bring out the tenacity in you, the boldness in you, because many games require you to take bold moves. And in a game, you play to win. So some people play defensively, that is playing not to lose. But most people, they want to win. They go all out to win. So they give their 100% to win. So that's one thing. So games bring that creative and full engagement. So whether you play for fun or for professional, but the thing is, you give you 100%. So in a game, you give you 100%, and you are very proactive. You take a lot of decisions. So I know a lot of people could relate to that. If anybody like to share any incident or any thing where games have brought forth that element in them, that confidence or that proactiveness? Anybody like to unmute and share how games can create? And briefly, again, we in the interest of time, briefly, you can just share how games can create a situation where you take that bold move.
Can I?
Yeah.
Gilli Danda game play we played in the same pattern.
Correct. Okay, Gilli Danda game. Okay, good.
Bold and courageous.
Okay, great.
Completely focused and
Yeah.
yes.
Shobhan, can I comment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So when we play a game, there's many people. Individually, you got the performance. They shine up or they hesitate. They look, what will be the outcome? What will people think about it? But when you play as a game, there are a lot of members are there in it.
Correct.
So you feel a little bit confident to address the crowd when you play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Anyone else?
Hi there. Hi, my name is Swati.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of video games.
Oh, great.
And when I was a kid, I used to always play Need for Speed. I don't know if you guys remember that. The trick about that game was how fast you can recover when you crash. And it's a car racing game, basically.
Wonderful.
So I always crashed. I was very bad at it in the beginning, obviously, and I always crashed. And every time I crashed, it was about how fast I can recover from it and go ahead. So that made me realize how important it is to be, courageous and to keep moving ahead.
Wonderful.
I feel that.
How fast you can bounce back, and if
Yeah.
you're bold, you don't, you're not afraid of the temporary crashes, and you bounce back and back on your feet again. So wonderful. That's a great share. Thank you, Swati. Yeah. So good. A lot of people have experiences about playing games where we are out of our comfort zone. So many times when you play, I remember playing in the streets with strangers, where we as a skill sets are very different. But that's just the interest towards playing that game helps to take the initiative and the proactiveness to join. And I said, we take the setbacks or the temporary defeats. We face that. So games helps us to face the defeats, face the losses, and bounce back. And so the path to, if you see, look at in a game, the path to mastery is through losses. So nobody who is a champion keeps winning all the time. So they keep losing, but at the same time, they keep learning from those failures. So that boldness is to go beyond that, what stops you, the disappointments, and have the confidence that you will master the game, you will master the situation. So that's about the first step. So the first step is, as Gamesbond, as learning champions, you have to be proactive in your approach, confident approach. Many situations could be new. I have introduced a lot of games, I don't know how it will work out, but I'm not afraid to try it out. I always back my instinct. Sometimes I feel, okay, this may work, and I do it. And most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But again, I take that in my stride and I see what else, how I can refine it, how I can take it forward. So as a Gamesbond, being proactive, taking the initiative, seizing the moment, being bold and helps you. So being timid doesn't help you. So the first step is, as a Gamesbond, you take that bold step, you experiment, you learn from failures, you go past the temporary setbacks. So this is the first one. Let's move on to the not 2, the second. Okay, so now anybody can guess the second one after the first one, being bold and courageous.
You need to have clarity, clear goal.
Clear goal, yeah, that's always there. Clear goal.
Someone
Be
has
prepared. Knowledge on
target, take the move,
Make
be
move.
prepared.
Okay. Be prepared.
knowledge
Yes.
on the game. Knowledge on the game.
Okay, good.
Winning mindset.
Winning mindset, good.
Believe in yourself.
Believing in yourself.
Taking
Goal of
calculated risks.
yes.
Okay, great. So all
Goal
of
of
us
game.
Facilitating.
Facilitating. Okay, fine. So all of you, what I've said is right. These are different character traits. But the Forbes magazine, according to the Forbes magazine, these are 7 top skills of a Gamesbond. Of course, there are many skill sets. The first one we saw, bold and confident. Second one is thinking on his feet. Okay, so being flexible, thinking on the feet. That is, quick decision making. So now, if you look at Gamesbond movies, there are so much volatile situation. The situation keeps changing. So whatever the plans he might have may not work. So you have to change. You have to be agile. You have to think on your feet. You have to make quick decisions. So if I said, you have to be agile. You can't just rely on one strategy. So in a game, maybe you go with one strategy. What happens? It doesn't work. People get stuck. But if you're agile, you quickly look at how bringing the spontaneous thinking, thinking on the feet. So we have something called the intuition part. We also have that intuition part, which helps us to think on the go, think on our feet, and make some quick decision making. So many times we don't have the data, we don't have all the information, but still you have to make the decision. So let's have one small activity here. I'm going to play, okay, now there is a questionnaire on the screen. If 3 days ago was the day before Friday, what will the day after tomorrow be? So you have to quickly come to a conclusion based on the information what you have. So what is the answer for this? Just go for it. Don't worry about the
Sunday.
Sunday, okay. Any other answer?
Someone said today.
Today, okay. What is today? Tuesday, okay. What else? So, how many are still thinking? Okay. So Sunday, a lot of people have said Sunday. A couple of them have said Tuesday. Swat, yes. Okay. What else? Friday, somebody has said Friday. Tuesday. Okay. Good. Any other answers? So we have 3. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay, almost 5 days of the week we already have. Okay, so only one is the correct answer here. Okay,
Thursday.
now.
It's Thursday.
Okay, so now the challenge here is, if you look at here, we have very ambiguous data here. If 3 days ago was the day before Friday, so, and with that information, we're asked what is the day after tomorrow. So now, just pause for a minute, and now in real time, for example, if I have to meet you today and ask you, what is the day after tomorrow? So in real time, so what is the answer? If I ask you what is the day after tomorrow in real time? Thursday. So how do you say Thursday? Because you know today's Tuesday. Because you know today's Tuesday, you're able to easily answer what is day after tomorrow. So whenever somebody is asking what is day after tomorrow, you should know what is today. If you don't know what is today, you can never answer what is day after tomorrow. So here, the question is there, what will the day after tomorrow be? But what is today is not mentioned. So you have to first you have to come to conclusion, what is today? For that, we have this first line, if 3 days ago was the day before Friday. So what is the day before Friday? Thursday. If 3 days ago was Thursday, then what is today? If 3 days ago...
Sunday.
Monday.
Yeah. Sunday. It's Sunday. If 3 days ago was Thursday, then today is Sunday. So the answer is Tuesday, because today is Sunday, then the day after tomorrow is Tuesday. So whoever has said Tuesday, a big round of applause for people who have said Tuesday. That's the right answer. So now, so we have to quickly come to a judgment. So whether it's right or wrong, yeah, that we have to come. But again, some people, are get transfixed. They say, I'm not able to come to a conclusion at all because, something is confusing. So how do you work through confusion? How do you work through ambiguity and still come to a conclusion and still come to the right conclusion? Okay, sometimes we make a mistake. Of course, I got it. But some people said Friday and Wednesday and all that. They had their own logic to work. But the right logic here is, if 3 days ago was day before Friday, which is Thursday, then today is Sunday, and day after tomorrow is Tuesday. So you have to be agile, quick with the data, make quick decisions, and within the time frame that is required. So I said, as a Gamesbond, you're very agile in your thinking. You're able to draw the right conclusions based on whatever information you have. So with that information, you're able to decode. So that's the important one. Okay, now let's look at this. I think as trainers, you would have played this game earlier, but still we'll look at this game. Okay, so look at this box and tell me how many squares do you see? Okay, how many squares do you see here? So you can either
17.
Somebody said 16. Okay, good.
21.
21. Go ahead. So 16, 21, what else? 24. Aniruddha says 24. 23.
Ashraf,
Yeah.
conventionally, it's 30, but maybe more.
Okay. Conventionally, it's 30, maybe more. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a clause also there. Okay.
Yes, because if we look for the out of the box, then there will be more.
Yeah. Correct. Okay.
Yeah,
So we have
30 is the answer.
Okay, good. So very Anjana is very sure about it. 30. Okay. 25 plus 23. Good. So as trainers, you might be knowing this activity, but again, a lot of people might be looking at it first time. So now, so how do you come to a conclusion? Quickly, we see something and come to a conclusion. So now, a lot of people have said 16. Somebody has said 23, 21, 30, and all of that. Let's look at it. So now, in first glance, we know that we have 16 small squares. Everybody sees that. This is the obvious one. So the obvious aspect is 16. So some people only look at the 16. Some people say 17. What is the 17? This one big square is 17. So we have 16 small squares, and we have this one big square, which is 17. But it can still go ahead and see more. So now if you look at it, we have blocks of 4. So we have blocks of 4. We have, in here, we have 4. So 16 plus 1, 17 plus 4, 21. That's what some people have said, 21. But doesn't stop there. So we still have blocks of 4, 2 more here in the center one, and 2 more in the sideways, and 1 in the center. So how many do we have right now? The blocks of 4. Initial 4, the next 2, and 1. So total how many? Sorry.
26.
26. Got it. Very good. So 26. Now, a lot of people look at this aspect, blocks of 4, but we also have blocks of 9. So we have blocks of 9. We have how many? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4. So 26 plus 4, 30. So Anjana and a couple of people have said 30. Whoever has said 30 is right. So we have 30 squares in this one square. Within that one square, we have 30 squares hidden. So some people are able to see only the 16 small squares. Some people are able to go beyond it and look at blocks of 4. In the blocks of 4 also we have totally 9 we have. Sorry, 8 we have. But how much do you see? And block of 9 again is the last part. So there are so many squares inside this one single square. So again, so a lot of times in real life, we see one thing, but we come to quick conclusions. Sometimes we go in depth and find out there's more to what we see. So in games, there are a lot of possibilities hidden. So there are a lot of strategies hidden. We look at one basic aspect and we conclude that, okay, this is how we do it. But within that game, within that rule, there are so many possibilities how we can play the game. We always say, in many times in the participant ask, is this allowed or not allowed? I say, this is a rule. How do you interpret this rule? And let's say, for example, we say, in one particular game, we say, we are not allowed to take photos. So they think they're not allowed to use mobile. I said, you're not allowed to take photos only. So you can use the mobile in any other way. You can use as a notepad. You can use the mobile other functions, only the camera. But a lot of times that interpretation is there that you should not take photos, means you're not allowed to use camera. So many times there are a lot of possibilities hidden, but how people interpret that. So how do you go beyond what you see and look at the finer details or the other deeper details of the game or situation? So if you look at James Bond again, whenever he sees something, he notices everybody sees, but he is able to notice something, even the small, minute detailing. He's able to notice and use that to his advantage. So what makes him a great champion is his sensitivity, his alertness, his observation skill, keen observation. If you see, small children also have a lot of keen observation skills. Yeah. So now coming back to this. So far, so good. So now let's look at the skill number 3 here. So now a lot of people have already said this earlier. So now here we have this coming in. The third skill is has a backup plan. Now, I said James Bond never gives up. Okay, so he thinks on his feet and he makes his plan, but still, if it doesn't work, he comes out with another plan. So he's very persistent. He perseveres. So he never gives up. So keeps coming with plan A, plan B, plan C, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. If whatever plans fail. So this he's able to come out with another plan. So that's his trademark, secret where. So in a game, one strategy doesn't work. I said we have other strategies keep coming. So the alternative strategies, the possibilities for different new strategies. So that's what makes the game exciting. So now if you look at games are unscripted. So unlike a movie or another where they're scripted, games are unscripted. So there are a lot of possibilities open. So how do you come out with? So I'm amazed when I see my participants coming out with different new strategies. Even sometimes it baffles me also. Oh, I have never thought about this. So some people come out with some brilliant strategies, some new strategies, which are very, very good alternative strategies. So I always have this, every game, we can have different variations. Within that rules, we can create different variations. So now I look at every game with many new variations. So if one variation doesn't work for you, then you can come out with a new variation. So we don't have to really look for new games, but how about modified versions of the same game? So for example, when I do a program when I suggest a game and they say they already played this game, so I look at it. What is the version you have played? So I have a new version of this game. So then I'm able to use the same game with a new version. So that's how it are able to come out with new versions, new strategies, alternate strategies to ultimately get the same result. That is the result of learning. Okay, anybody like to comment on this, share their experience on this?
Yeah, sure. It always happen, because as we are going for to do the program for the senior management or somebody top officials of the company.
Yeah.
So they have gone through various outbound with us, different trainers, different part of India.
Yeah.
So most of the time they gone through the particular games. So as we given them some prop and they are planning it, they are executing it, we know that they have done it. So we give some twist in the rules, and
Correct.
it will become difficult for them. And sometimes people are depend on them. Like these people know about these games rules and regulations, they are going to won. But they are carrying their own bags and baggages, so everybody feel relaxed that they are going to win, but they will lose something.
Brilliant, Rakesh. Wonderful. I said, sometimes we have this prior knowledge, I already know it. So if you're not flexible to change your approach, because once you change certain rule, we add certain rules, suddenly, the game takes a new dimension. So brilliant. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else?
Ashraf ji.
Yeah.
I just started to play one balloon game in the classroom.
Yeah.
Wherein all of a sudden I already announced the game, but when I searched in my bag, there are no balloons
Okay.
at all with me. Then immediately I changed the activity was done as it is, but I asked them to visualize. Say now I've given the white color balloons to all of you. I given blue color balloons to all of you. I given the green color balloons. Show me your balloons. Show me your balloons.
Wow.
And that's how I asked them to blow it. That's how I put a note that. That's how I just shown the body language was used, and accordingly, that's how I did the activity with a wonderful way.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Ashraf ji. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I said, when you don't know, but again, I said that creativity, to use, virtual balloons, I would say, So our imagination is the best, resource we have got, and many games we can create with our imagination, as in any new games. So brilliant. Okay, so good, great. A lot of people have experience in handling, these kind of situations where your plan A doesn't work, and suddenly you have to come out with plan B or even plan C. I remember doing one program in Trivandrum. That was about 5 years back. So me and my team had gone there, 160 people. It was an outbound program, and there, we had to look at 3 locations. So, but what happened was 3 locations very far apart, and we're still managing. But on the day of the program, the people said we don't want to go out because it's very hot. So then we had to do inside. So 160 people, we had planned 3 locations and all of that. But even the organizer said, yeah, people don't want to come out. Can you do it inside? So the hall was big, but still for 160 people. So we had to make the changes within that 20 minutes. We had a break. So they had their first 1.5 hours their activity. And then after the tea break, it was given to us in the morning tea break. So within that half an hour, my other trainers were a little panicking how to do it. I said, okay, let's do it. Let's change the... So we had the same activities, but how we could make them into different teams. So earlier we had planned 3 different groups, but then we made them into within that hall we came out with the alternate plan, and suddenly and executed, and program went on really well. So nobody knew, but within that half an hour we could change everything. We had the same games which we planned with the space constraint we had, but still you could do it. So thing is, I said we don't panic, and you say, okay, we have to be come out with a backup plan, come out with the alternate strategy. Great. Okay, now the 4th skill is finishes what he starts. So one thing about Gamesbond, he always finishes his business. He never never quits in between. So now that commitment, that finishing, because and achieving that goal, no matter what, so that his hello. Yeah. So now I like to do an activity here. So all of you have a pen and pad with you. Okay, so now whatever you see on the screen, you have to complete it in a sense, get me the results. Okay. Okay. So that commitment, let's see, even it is right or wrong, doesn't matter, because attempt is the process is important, which is you are going for it. So don't allow that whether it's right or wrong, but go for it, attempt it. Okay, this is the challenge for you, a quiz, actually, sorry, a puzzle for you. 5 women participated in the running race. So there were no ties. Deepika did not come first. Karina was neither first nor last. Bipasha was not second. Malika came in one place after Deepika. Preeti was 2 places behind Bipasha. So the challenge for you is, in what order did they finish the race? You have to complete the task and give me the rankings. So we have Deepika, Karina, Bipasha, Malika, and Preeti. So tell me who is first, who is second, who is third, who is fourth. Whatever process you have to do it. And just can you complete it and tell me. I'll give you about 2 minutes for you. And if you have done it, you can put it on the chat screen.
Yes, Ashraf, can I attempt?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. No, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Just
okay.
So Bipasha, Karina, Preeti, Deepika, and Malik.
Wonderful. Who said that name?
Vishwas.
Vishwas. Okay, great. Congrats. You are right.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Anybody else?
I've noted it as Bipasha, Karina, Deepika, Malika, and Preeti. If that's the order.
Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, I also got the same. Bipasha, Karina, Deepika, Malika, Preeti.
Okay, I appreciate your attempt, but
not right. Okay.
You are right. The next 3 are not.
Right.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
First is Bipasha, then Karina, then Preeti, then Deepika, and then Malika.
Okay, that's right. People have got right. Great. So now, how many of you actually attempted and completed, or how many are just waiting for the answer? Hey, what happens? Some people I know, they just get put off saying that, okay, ye meri bas ki baat nahi hai. I can't do this. I'll wait for the answer. Okay. So what happens? Some situations, we give up. We don't even attempt. I would say even attempting and getting wrong is also fine, because at least we get to learn the process. But what happens? Some people say this is too difficult for me, or I don't. It's very complex. I would say people say it's very complex. How many feel it's very complex? Okay. Let's say on the complex level 1 to 10, let's say 10 being very complex and 1 being very simple. What will be the rating for this exercise? Okay, 8, 6, 9.5 snake. Okay, 6. Okay, good. Okay, 8. Okay, and how many of you are attempting this for the first time? This particular thing. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, now, so a couple of people have said it rightly. So I would like to hear from them what is the process, what is their process, how they went about it. I will reveal my process, but before that, 2 people said, right? So I'd like to share their process.
I think Vishwas said.
Vishwas, yeah.
Yes, so I jotted down the names.
Yeah.
And I made certain few initial assumptions.
Assumptions, yes.
And then thereafter I shifted the positions basis the statement. Like one was 2 paces behind. One was not the first, not the last.
Correct.
So certain permutations have to be done, and then you just fit in the statements and get it.
Beautiful. Got it. Wonderful. Okay. So anybody else, the same process?
So I started
Yes,
with
the process is little bit same. The which one is the confirm thing which I write down first, and then I cross check with the this sequence is matching or not, and then it's naturally it is because the answer is itself there.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of calculation and it goes.
Right. Good. Good. Okay. Yes, Deepa, you want to share anything?
Yeah. I started with Karina actually. So Karina was neither first or last, obviously second tha, because second is not Bipasha. When I noticed second was not Bipasha, I put her in the first. That was the assumption I made.
Okay.
Post which I went with the order.
Okay. Good. Good. So we have to make some permutation combination assumptions. Yeah. Okay. So now let me tell you the process, which I would say, which will be very clear for everyone. So if you have the paper, pen, you can look at it here. So now the same thing, if you look at this here, these are how many statements? 1, 2, 3, 6 lines are there, but no line gives you any information about who is first. So, but with this information, still we can come to a conclusion. So the first thing is this. So now Deepika did not come first, which means she can be 2, 3, 4, or 5. Correct? Deepika did not come first. She could be second, third, or fourth, or fifth. Karina was neither first nor last, which means she can be 2, 3, and 4. Bipasha was not second, which means she can be 1, 3, 4, and 5. Now for Malika and Preeti, we don't have to really find because Malika came in one place after Deepika. So D plus 1. If you find the position for Deepika, automatically Malika will follow Deepika. Let's say Deepika is third, then Malika is fourth. If Deepika is fourth, Malika will be 5. Preeti was 2 places behind Bipasha, which is B plus 2. So Bipasha, whatever position you find for Bipasha, then automatically 2 positions later is Preeti. So now we have come with this now. So now let's go one step now. The same thing I'm putting it here. Okay, same thing, whatever So now if you look at it here, we don't have to find for Malika and Preeti because when you find for Deepika and Bipasha, we can assign the positions for Malika and Preeti. Let's look at Deepika, Karina, and Bipasha. These are the 3 people have to find out. Now, among these 3, it's very clear. Only Bipasha can be first here. Clear? Because neither Karina nor Deepika can be first. Only the Bipasha. So among the 3, only Bipasha. So automatically, Bipasha takes the first position. Clear? So now, once we find for Bipasha, Preeti is 2 places behind Bipasha, which is third position has to go to Preeti. Automatically because after Bipasha, 2 places. So 1 and 3 is done now. So we have to now find out position 2, 4, and 5. Now, if you look at Deepika and Karina, both can be 2. Let's say Deepika, if we place position, Deepika, we give position 2, then Malika is 1 place behind behind Deepika. So third position has to go to Malika, but Malika cannot come third because that position is already occupied by Preeti. So then among the 2, Deepika and Karina, who can be the second now? Karina, because Deepika cannot come here because Malika has to follow Deepika. So now automatically we have to give the second position to Karina. So now
follows Preeti.
Yeah. So now Deepika can be given 4th position and then automatically Malika will follow Deepika. So now with this combination, it makes sense. So what happens is with whatever information we had, it looks very ambiguous, very insufficient information or confusing one, but we're able to complete and get the right answer by putting in, assuming and, creating positions. So does it make sense now? Yeah. So all of us, we have our own processes. And as far as we get the right answers, the process is as good as long as we get the right result. So I would say this process helps us. Very clear. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, done. So now, yeah. So let's move on here. So let's look at so one thing about James Bond movies, if you look at innovative, so now look at Gamesbond movies. You remember the flashy cars which travel in the water. You have this great watch which really helps like a trigger bomb. So he has a lot of gadgets. So James Bond carries a lot of gadgets which are very innovative, which are futuristic. But again, they all have a purpose. So as people said, it's all about not just flashy cars or flashy gadgets. All of them have purpose, and in the story, they take the story forward. So James Bond believes in innovative tools, futuristic tools, because the situation are very challenging. We cannot use with the conventional tools or methods will not help. So we have to use innovative tools, whether a flashy new car or a new gadget which he finds. So as learning champions, as James Bond, we also cannot rely on the old methods. We have to also be innovative. We have to bring in some new games, use a lot of technology. I know a lot of my friends are using a lot of technology as well in gaming, virtual reality. So how to create a lot of engagement, innovative engagement using innovative methods. So even the game might be old, but I said a very innovative, we add a very creative rule to that game. The game becomes an innovative game. So how we can bring innovative approaches, how you can create combination of, for example, in outdoors, we use combination of two games. So then that fusion of two games creates something very different, a different experience. So always looking at how, because that charm is always there when you're trying to bring in something new element. Otherwise, for us trainers, we keep doing the same thing, it becomes stale for us. For us also, we need to find charm and innovative ways. So that's one thing I would say, we can learn from James Bond. He invests in the creative and innovative methods. And as James Bond also, we need to be innovative, and invest in new ways of doing things, new ideas, and whatever will help us to bring that innovation. So how many of you agree, and how many would like to add, to this discussion?
Yes, it's very right, sir. Innovation is the key to play any games. Very interesting way of this Forbes has given these 7 sets. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So how we can bring different elements through games. Very
Yes.
lovely.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So you're not
audible, Rakhi.
You're not audible, ma'am.
I think most of them agree, Ashraf.
Yeah.
Most of them agree with the statement.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Ashraf, I do generally, I have my own training center. I generally do all the innovative thing, try and test it on few of the sample batches.
Okay,
and then whatever result I get, then I apply into the, my client. So can be the right approach?
Yes. So experimentation is part of it, but you keep experimenting with new ideas, and then, innovation doesn't come in one stroke, You have to keep experimenting. It's like a lab, You keep whatever ideas work, and then you have to modify that, keep modifying. Yeah. So even, for example, even our tools, my training tools also, we keep, changing a little bit to understand how certain things will work in a different way. Otherwise, we have only one, you become, it becomes boring, because the excitement is in something, in creating something new. Yeah. Okay, now, so let's look at this number here. This is a small activity here. So now, the challenge is you have only 60 seconds to look at this number, memorize this, and without looking at the screen, I have to do it. So how challenging is this task? So such a big number, how do you memorize it in the shortest time and say it?
It is challenging.
Challenging, right?
Right.
Okay, but Creativity is all about looking at the connections, looking at the patterns. Okay. So now if you look at this number as one big chunk, oh, such a big number. So if you normally, what we do, we create some chunks, smaller chunk. Okay. 149, 162, 536. That is a chunks of 3. Or you can say 1491, 6253, 6496. That's a chunk of 4. So then you can chunk this 18-digit number into chunks of 3 or 4. That's the normal way of going about it. But I would say there's a much simpler way, much simple strategy in this activity here. If you look at the connection between the numbers, there is a very, say, simple connection. And if you can, then they don't have to be so difficult. It can be so easy. I think already somebody has decoded this. Brilliant. Mohan, yes, you're right. So these are the square roots of 1 to 10. If you look at this number, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 2 is 4, square root of 3 is 9, square root of 4 is 16, square root of 5 is 25, 6, 36, 49, 64, 80, 100. So brilliant, Mohan. Yeah. So how many now could see the connection here?
Superb.
Superb, right? So earlier we were looking at one big chunk and trying to see how I can do that chunks of 3 or 4. But if you look at already something we know, which is square roots of 1 to 10. So easy now, anybody can say 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 80, 100. Everybody knows the square roots of 1 to 10. So this number is basically square roots of 1 to 10. So that's how, if you look at the connection between the numbers, rather than trying to see as one big whole. So many times, they say it's hard by the yard. It's a cinch by the inch. If you look at smaller things and connect it, then it becomes easier. So there's always a strategy, always a easier way out. If you can connect and look at a pattern, I would say the pattern is the right word. So congrats, Mohit, you did right. You got it. Okay, good. And I think somebody else would have also got it, but I only saw Mohan sharing that. Okay, good. So now let's look at the 6th skill of James Bond. For lack of time, I'm just moving through. Strong interpersonal skills. So now, one thing about James Bond is he can mix with any kind of people, whether somebody on the streets or on the ballroom. He's able to connect with the right people and get the information. So whatever he wants, he's able to get it through people. So he's able to strike connections and build relationships. So that's one thing about James Bond. See, as James Bond learning champions, how good is your bonding skills? How good is your interpersonal skills? That's very important. How you're able to quickly build rapport with your audience. So once you have the audience with you, then they can travel with you. So that's very important. Strong interpersonal skills. Okay, now, fine, I've just skipped this. Okay. So now the last skill is goal-oriented and fun-loving. So somebody said, he never loses the focus of his goal. Whatever his end mission is, he's always on purpose, on track. At the same time, he enjoys the process. So the dynamic combination, balancing results and process. The process is fun, and at the same time, he's focused on the goal, blending of focus and fun. So this is one thing about James Bond is that is able to bring that balance. So as James Bonds, we need to keep the focus on the fun with the game. At the same time, the focus should also be on learning. The end result, the goal is learning. So games are tools. Games are the process through which we learn. So it never lies, because many times, the focus is more on the fun, and that learning is diluted or learning is not focused. Other way around, too much focus on the learning, but the process, the fun part is missing. So we need to blend both, bring in the right mix of fun and learning through our game orientation. So this is 7 skills. So once again, being bold, being proactive, thinking on the feet, being agile, having a backup plan, completing what we start, that is determination, being innovative, having strong interpersonal skills, and finally the goal orientation and fun loving. So these are the 7 skills that are required to be a Gamesbond. So thanks for the time. Thanks for your engagement. So now I like to have the floor open for questions.
Okay, beautiful, sir. Wonderful. I think, dear trainers, you can ask any question if you would like to. You want to share, please ask questions. We have another 5 to 10 minutes, so we can take your questions.
Ashraf, thank you so much for this lovely session. It was fun and learning both.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so
feedback.
much. Thank you.
Happy evening, Ashraf.
Wonderful session.
Thank you.
Wonderful session.
Ashraf, take this moment, not about the session for you, that getting trained by you and getting equipped by you to use games during my training programs has changed my life forever. Thank you so much. And why I'm saying this in this forum is, who are all here are so fortunate. People who have not met you, it's an opportunity for them. Like we have met Elvis a month back. Elvis, there was a great opportunity for all of us to meet a great giver, a great a person who has got a heart of giving to the trainers. Yeah, the first video which he has posted has totally got me in. So same way, for me, you're just a stone throw away from my house. If I meet Elvis, I need to fly to Pune or Maharashtra. But for you, I can meet you at any point of time. And for all other participants who are in this program today, do visit Life Academy's website. Create a bonding with this gentleman. Create bonding with this gentleman. Thank you so much, Ashraf. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks, Karthik.
Thank you, Karthik, for taking the lead. Ashraf, if someone has to become, say, a duplicate Ashraf, what should one do?
Okay. So
Nice
always,
question. That was a very good question.
Okay. So again, I use the Gamesbond analogy. A lot of people play games on characters, right? So right from Sean Connery, we have Timothy Dalton, we have Chris Brosnan. So anybody can play Gamesbond, okay? So you don't have to, so the same thing, anybody can be a Gamesbond. So you can bring in your own flavor, you can bring in your own style. So of course, we love to be part of the community. So you can get in touch with me. So the one thing I'd like to recommend is to get a copy of my book and read that. We also have a e-book as well, and also we also have some few programs across different cities. So just connect with me. We look at how we can be part of the community as well.
Thank you for that.
When you are conducting the outbound trainings, you are going to use certain training material, sir. Once we are certified under you, can we get the training material also from you?
Sure, we can use that. Yes, Nepal, you want to say anything?
Yes, we have Nepal's question.
I just wanted to say one thing, Ashraf. It was fantastic, awesome. One point which I could not say at that point of time, James Bond also was always honey trapped.
Okay.
Standard. And I saw you getting honey trapped, and that's where we started interaction. When you conducted a session, complete honey trap. No male except you.
Okay.
All female batch. So I was curious to know, does this guy train only women, or we poor guys also have a chance? But it's a complete honey trap. So now I understand why you related to James Bond.
That is real James Bond.
That's a nice one. Yes,
Ashraf, what a great catch, Nepal. What a great catch.
Ashraf, a single point I just wanted to clarify. Some of us who are a part of IAAM would love to become a shadow when you are doing your programs in the outbound programs. Is it possible? Will IAAM trainers be welcome to join you?
Definitely.
Thank you very much. So all IAMites, please look at the opportunity. You can also get honey trapped, as Nepal said.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Anjana, you want to
We have Anjana. She has question. Go ahead, Anjana.
No, I don't have a question. So You know, every time Ashraf did a Gamesbond training, and I would say, send him a message saying what time, where, which place, and he would give me a time and place, and somehow our calendars never matched. So this is the first time I'm actually interacting with you, but it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to be in your august company. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
giving us
Anjana.
this
Look forward to
opportunity.
meeting you in
Thank you.
person as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So we have Shilpa here. Shilpa, you would like to ask any question?
Yes. It's not a question, but yes, I'd like to share my learning or whatever, like after this session, because I must say that yes, definitely, as everybody said, it's a fantastic session, and for me, it's very special because I had been always afraid of using activities or games in my session till now, whatever I have conducted. This session has given me that strength, that confidence, that courage, that boldness, that yes, I'm going to do it now with confidence. So thank you so much. It has really helped me a lot practically.
Welcome.
And my daughter, yes, my daughter is a tennis player. She plays at national level. She has played 2 international tournaments also.
Wow.
She's in 10th now. So, I mean, whenever she plays, whenever you were explaining all these skills, I could recall her matches or whatever matches I watch when we go for tournament. So all those ups and downs, you have to be flexible. You have to sometimes, like opponents, they play mental game than the technical or skill.
Yeah.
They try to distract you. They try to break your courage, your focus by giving negative comments or unnecessarily acting something like that. So you have to be, you have to accept that situation. You if you are an aggressive player, just hitting and hitting, but sometimes you have to go in defense. You have to change your strategy. You have to be very flexible with the surrounding. Sometimes you may get that chaos from outside. Parents, umpire decision may go against you.
Yeah.
You have to have that courage and boldness, and you have to be creative also. You have to change your game sometimes, the way you play usually. So all these things, I was, just recalling all those matches and points and everything. Lots of ups and downs are there. You lose matches from your match point. You win matches from your opponent's match point. So, the situations keeps on changing and you have to adjust to them. So I was able to relate to that, and that's very practical also. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you so much. I think quickly we can take one last question from Swati.
Yeah.
Swati, quickly, if
Hi.
you can ask if you have any question.
I just a general one. You have, shared the WhatsApp group. Is there at all a possibility to share the LinkedIn profiles or websites or anything? Because I'm completely new to you guys. This is the first time I'm coming across you, and I would love to get to know all of you better. So, is there at all a possibility if you can share that with me?
Swati, you are a part of IAAM?
No, I'm not. I'm coming here for the first time. I got this link from one of the from one of the training communities from WhatsApp.
Okay, I think one of our team member can share the link in chat so you can join that group, and then you will get all the information, Swati, there for sure.
You mean the WhatsApp group chat? Sorry, group?
Yes, Zoom chat. Yeah,
Okay,
so you can
alright.
see there is a group, a link. You can join that link.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You're welcome in the group.
Share
Okay.
the chat, invitation chat to the IAM group. So please click on that and come in. Most welcome.
So Elvis, you would like
Can I comment, please? Can I comment, please? Last week.
I think Hamza also is there. So Elvis, can we close? Okay, Hamza.
I'm just sharing the
link.
chat.
Okay, Hamza, quickly, 30 seconds. We'll close the session in another 1 or 2 minutes. So quickly, you can just come up with whatever your question, please.
Thank you so much. Okay, Shobhan is talking, I guess.
Hello.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, so quickly you can ask if you have any question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to compliment Ashraf. I've seen many times his messages in the WhatsApp group. So it's quite a familiar figure. And when I saw this Gamesbond, just now I saw before the program started, this Gamesbond program, I immediately jumped in with the link. It was nice. I got some tools and all. But I think, Ashraf, the debriefing is very important in these activities, isn't it? So that will play a very crucial role in transforming people that will be effective in the workplace.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So I think that little bit also we'll have to see a little bit so that people have clear idea where these tools could be used and how it will help them. One or two industry we can take up and we can do it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hamsa, you can go quickly.
Okay.
Yes.
Firstly, my gratitude to Ashraf, and I've been learning great things from him. And today I got this link through WhatsApp, and thanks for this amazing, wonderful session and these all 7 skills. And also I wanted to tell that my upcoming training sessions are going on. So I got new 2 games. Thank you so much so that I can implement the games. And I love the session, and I would love to learn more and more from Ashraf. Thank you so much, Gamesbond.
Lovely, Hamsa. Thank you so much for joining. Quickly, okay, Elvis, you would like to share something
so
before
on
we
behalf
close?
of the entire IAM trainers family, a very big thanks to Ashraf. And guys, I think you should attend and meet Ashraf once, at least in live, for his sessions. Yeah, he does a lot of sessions on games, 20 games, I think so, is coming up very soon now, right, Ashraf?
Yeah.
And he also does on, the cash flow game and on
boss game,
the big boss or something. Leadership. So please try and attend Ashraf's sessions live. You'll get a lot of things to learn. Yeah. So thanks again, Ashraf. Thanks for coming, making time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Elvis, for the opportunity. Yeah. It was a pleasure interacting.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time. I think before we close, let's show some reactions, and if someone can click picture.
I just remove the spotlight and
on the count of 3, let's give some reactions. 1,
3 cheers
2,
for
and
Gamesbond,
3.
or Ashraf the Gamesbond.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time. Gratitude.
Let's keep a flag flying.
Thank you everyone for joining in and giving your time and attending this session. And if you are not part of IAM, do join. The link is in the chat box. And thank you, Elvis, for creating this platform for all of us so that we are coming together and exchanging our knowledge and skill. Thank you so much.
And before we close, let's also give a reaction to the Tuesday learning themes. I'm doing nothing here, absolutely zero work. It's all the Tuesday learning team, Renu, Salam, Sachin, Desai, and all this team is doing all this work. Yeah, so let's give a reaction for them as well. Anyone, you may choose any one reaction from.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thanks a lot.
everyone.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night. Great job by everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.